Guys, hello guys, welcome. Today we'll look at how to post users data to the database. So this is our form and we want to send data to the database. So if you are ready, then let's continue. Let's go to, I will open my new terminal, change the direction to .app. So I'm now in my folder, the main folder. Now what I want to do is that I want to create a table. Whatever that is coming from here, I want to post this to the database. So I want to create a new table by using PHP artisan make. Okay, then we'll use model, and then the model will give it a name. So let's give it the table name as students, and then let's add migrate to it. I will explain this very soon. So let me enter, and now the model is being created successfully, and then the migration is also created. So when you go to the model here, you see that we have a new model that will be used to post data to the database. Okay, the model, and the database table will be coming from migrations. So migrations table, we have students table. So we have the student ID. Let's add the other columns to it. So we have table, and the first one will be first name and then the last name. So it should be a string, and let's make it first name, and then the next column will be also a string, and let's name it as last name. Okay, so we now have email and then a phone number. So let me duplicate it here. So we have email and then phone number like this, and then we have date of birth and then national ID. So we have date of birth, and then we have national ID like this. Okay, so now uh, let me copy this and put it somewhere, and then let's run our migration. So you can say PHP artisan migrate. When you use migrate and there is already data in the table, it will only migrate the new table that you've created and not all. Okay, so that's, for example, if you have data in the table, it is not going to create any problem. Okay, so let's run our migration. So PHP artisan migrate, and you can now see that migration students table migration is done. Let's go to our database and refresh. um, Refresh, and we can now see that the student details is there. Okay, now you can see that the default one, the length of every default column of every default for every entity that is being created for string is 255, but we can change it. So let me, for example, let me drop this table now, and then let's go move to our table and say that this one, the first name, the length should be 200. Okay, let's make it 100, and this, the length should also be 100, and the email, the length should be 255. Sorry, 255. The phone number, the length should be 10, and the date of birth, let's say the length should be 10. And then we can also say that this should be int, um, int. Okay, but let's make it string, and then we can even say it is what, nullable, like this. That means a that's that that column, that field will be empty, okay. All right. Okay, so let's run our migration again. PHP artisan, so PHP artisan migrate, nothing to migrate. It is already okay. So let me copy this again, delete this, and then go to the model. Let me also delete that and run this again. Okay, so we now have that over here. Let me put that here, and let's run again, migrate. So now migration is done. Let's go back to our database and see whether we have that. Refresh. Okay, so our student table is now set, and you can now see over here we have our 100, 255, and all that over there. So let's click on it here. So you can see the national ID, we made it nullable. Date of birth 10, 10, 100, 100, and all that. So you see guys, it's so easy to use migrations, okay, to migrate, to create your tables, to create your table in the database. Let's continue. So now that we have our migration, our table has been created in the database, let's move to models and then create those entities. So we will now say that protected, then we use the word fillable, and then we'll say that it should be an array, and let's end the array here. And then with the column that we are going, it is coming from whatever that is here from the database, okay, whatever that is coming from the database. So let me take out all this, command plus D, take everything. This should also take all. Okay, take all of this and that, and this also, and this, and then that. So these are the fields in the table. So the table, let's say that one to be protected table, and it should be student. That, of course, that's the name of our table from the database. This, okay, it is table. Okay, so you see a table. So we have the table over there. Now let's, yeah, now that we have all that, let's move on to our create from the front end, and we now have this that will be posted to the database. Okay, so what we would have to do is that let's say that, okay, let's create a route. So we are saying that it should be post route. So the name, so route, and the name of that route should be, let's say, post students. Okay, yeah, post students. And we are saying that whenever that this is posted, now on success, it should do something. So wait when it's successful, then do something. Okay, so this is how it's going. Wait when it's successful, then render this. Okay, and render a message. Okay, we want a message to, let's say, const message, and let's say set message. Let's use state. Okay, and let's say now it is empty. So this message will be grabbed from here, and let's put it here. So let's put the message here. So at this current state, there is nothing in the message, so it will be empty. But once there is this thing has been posted and is successful, it should be able to give us set the new message, and that new message should be successfully posted. Okay, successfully posted. So now we don't have this name, this route, we don't have it. So we'll go to routes here, click on the web route, and then let's create new route, and then let's say it is routes post. Okay, it is a post route. Okay, and let's say that the URL of that route will be this, and then the name should be users controller class, and it should give us this name. Then this is the name that will be used to call this controller. So that will be this. So it is this, guys. Take notes of this. So it is this name that will be used to post at the create here. Okay, this route here is we'll be using the name of that controller class. Okay, this controller class will use this name to do whatever thing that is, and not this, and not this, and not this, right? Okay, so let's let me go to the users controller class, and let's say public function, and let's put the name of the name of this, the name of this, okay, the name of this, the name of this class, okay, it's this, okay. And let's say that we will be returning redirect, we'll redirect response that is coming. And so that redirect response, it should be returned return redirect back with success. Okay, successfully posted. So we now have, it means that whatever request whatever request that is coming from here, once it lands here, it redirects and give us the message. Okay, so here, once it's successful, then this message is going to trigger. Okay, so let's we have one error. Let's look at the error. It said that post is not defined. So when it comes here, you realize that this use form, it is having a predefined post and get in this. Okay, so when you click on that, you should be able to see post already defined, put, delete, cancelled, and all that, reset, set defaults, and all that for us, including set data. So when we come here, we are not using get, but we are using post. Okay, so let's move back. It is also giving us another error, and let's look at that error that is giving us. Okay, so let's come here and says that here when, okay, so the reason we are not so the reason why is, it is just we are not putting it into any handler, so that is why it's giving us, when I remove it, you realize that now it is stable because there is no any handler, that it is taking care of this we've put over here. So let's move to our submit button, and says that if it is on click, then it should handle form. Okay, so now this handler, let's bring it here and say that const handler will now create okay, so let's copy the whole of this here and put it here. So let's go back and see whether we'll have the same, we'll experience that. So yeah guys, so you can see that now everything is fine. But when I click, yeah, now it means that our successfully posted. It means that our controller um, route hitting this is working, and it is hitting here is working, and it is also working over here. Okay, so if let's say we want to var dump it, we want to dump it here, request, when you even click on that, you can now see that um, it has hitted that that controller class, and this method is now working. So you can see it over there, the URL and everything, post method and all that is working. Right now, let's put something there. So you can see that if I click on the form, nothing is working. Nothing is working because when, let's go back to create, and we are saying that, okay, now when on change, it should set something. Okay, so we are saying that wait, when I click on it, then set the data. Okay, so which data am I setting? I'm setting the first name, and that first name, what is it looking for? It's looking for the event that is coming from here, and it's saying that event dot target dot value. Okay, so that's all. That's all. If I should go back and click on that again on this, you can now see that the first name is clickable and it is working. So let's copy this one here and put it here. Okay, and let's call this last name, and let's put this to over here, and let's name it as email, and then let's put it here again, and let's also name it as phone, and then here we'll put it here as dob, and I think national ID is already having. So guys, let's refresh, and there is no any error. Let's click on it, and let's say the first one is demo 1, and let's say demo 2. So demo at gmail.com, and then the phone number 024, and then click select the date, the national ID, submit, and voila guys. So you can now see that we all the data is is hitting the route, and it is going to the controller. It is passing through the controller and then finally hitting the post student method. Now let's save that to the database, and let's see, the first one should be okay. So let's validate it first. Okay, let's validate this first, and then we will do the posting. So let me click on the terminal, change it, and then let's see example, that's the app. Okay, so let's say php artisan request. Okay, so the request says that student request, Okay, um, request student artisan make request. Okay, that is okay. So now that it is created, so this is the request. Okay, so we now have our request here, and the request is now having student request. Okay, so authorize should be true, and let's put the validation rule. Let's come here, pick this and that. um, and let's put it here, and let me remove all this. We'll come to this. Let me remove that, and then say okay. So this is the email, and let's say this is the first underscore name. Okay, so the first name, we say the maximum should be 100, and then last name, the maximum should also be 100. So with first name, last name, email, and then phone number. So the phone number, phone number should also give us it is also required, and the digit, it should also be 10 digits, and then DOB is also required. So DOB is required, and then national ID. How did I put it on the database? National ID. Okay, so here it should be national ID. Okay, so guys, now that our request is ready, let's come here and then say that the request should be request. It should be student request. Okay, now, so in our form, if we want to validate, so that when there is nothing in the form like this, okay, it is giving us an error. Okay, validation. Okay, for now let me take this let me take this for now. I will come back and check. Now it's giving us that's okay. So we want to display that error. So when you come here, we'll now say that okay, let me put this, let me break them down. Sorry guys. So okay, so here we will say that it should be the hypertext should be it should be the errors dot first name. Okay, so and then the error error should be errors dot first name, and let's put this here. Let's hit that. So wow, yeah, so the first name field is required. So this around the form, what you're seeing that's red is the error. Okay, is this error. Okay, and then the hypertext error is what you are seeing over here. Okay, guys, so let me copy this again, and then put it here. I don't want to waste much time. So here it should be last name, last name, and then here let's make it email, and here email, and then here let's make it phone, phone, and then phone. Okay, let's click that. Okay, so you see, even the system is able to pick all that for us. Then here we will say that um, DOB is required. Yeah, so you can see it is also required, and then the last one, which is the DOB, national, that's called ID, national ID. I think we name we I think we from the database we made it like this as ID, and this also should be the same thing as the ID. So yeah, guys, you can see that now when I submit, it is not going it because we have given it this validation rule, which will help to prevent um, any uh, SQL injection or any attack. Okay, now let's move on, and then save it to the database. So let's say that now that we know all that is working, let's say that um, student equals to new student. Okay, so this is what we call this model. Okay, so this model over here will now go and pick all this. Okay, and that is what will be posted to the database. So we now come here and it says that okay, now whatever student with a first name, okay, should be equals to the request that is coming. So we have the request of, let's say, input, and let's say first name. Okay, so let's dump it here, and let's call this last name. So here will also be last name. Here it will be email, and here will also be email, and here will be phone number. I think I think from the database phone number is what I did. Okay, so but from here I think I made it phone. Let me see. So here to I think I've labeled it as phone. Yeah, phone. So here it should also be phone, and then dob, dob, and here it should also be dob, and then the last one should be national ID, and here should be national underscore ID. That is the name that I have given it to in the form. So in the form I have given it the name as this. Yeah. So once we are done, we now say that student, and then we are saying that save. So if it is true that it is saved, then it will return. So let's say that okay, so for now let's save this and let's try it and see. Let's say the first name is Nancy, then let's say Kuma, and then let's say Nancy at gmail.com, and let's say the number should be 024 95 44332 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, and let's date of birth, let me select this for now. Okay, and let's submit. I said the national ID field is required. National ID field is required. Okay, so let's see the national ID field. That national ID field, student national ID field, it is coming as this. Okay, phone number as that. Okay, so now let me select the drivers, this um um okay, let me submit. Okay, so okay, so guys, let me national ID field. So let request national ID. Oh, sorry. Let me make it underscored ID. Okay, and let's put. All right. So guys, it's successfully posted. Okay. So let's go to our database and see student. Wow. So it is there. It is there, and you see that it is so simple to use React with Material UI plus Inertia, using the React as your front end, and then the the React as your front end, and then Laravel as your back end too. And it is so simple using it with Inertia. So guys, take your time and practice it. If you are able to do to get to this level, and you are not facing any challenge, then it means that you are progressing. So guys, thank you very much. Subscribe, take your time, work on it, and then come back for the next video. Thank you.